Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Written Ralph, talking to you from our show here, Apple Bite. So we take a bite out of the apple and share it with you. And as you can see, we have a plethora of fun-loving geeks all ready to geek out, have fun, and get nerdy.
He used the word plethora.
Can anybody hear me?
A gaggle of geeks.
A gaggle of geeks. I like that. All right. Sound off. Just to make sure we can hear you, everybody. Go for it.
I'll go first. I'm Jay Hewer, He-Man aficionado.
Roman Tony, I roamed on today because I haven't been on for a while. So.
James Avila?
Wait, it's Avila, not Avila? What have I been saying all these years?
I know. Make a joke. 5 letters, 5 different ways to pronounce it.
Oh, please. I got the
I'll
same
throw
problem.
a different one at you every time. Don't worry.
Nice.
I'm only getting sound from one person.
Ooh, you might have to sign. You might have to.
Was it me?
Sign off and sign back on.
Can't hear Raphael.
Oh, he's kicking you
Oh,
out.
no, he might have to sign on and sign back off.
Sign off and sign back on. This show is going great.
All of us, so the one person he can hear him. You might have to sign off and sign back on.
James, tell him.
It ain't me.
Hello. Hello.
Can you hear James?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Success.
So James, tell him to sign on and sign back off.
All right, sign on, sign back off. If that's
off,
the problem.
on, off. Yeah.
There we go. Let's see.
I find that when anybody uses their phone, it gets weird. Usually, like for some reason, the sound they'll only hear one person, or they'll only hear 2 people. I don't know.
But your phone is good for a plethora of things.
Exactly.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us all?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Go 1, 2, 3.
Sound off, everybody.
1, 2.
Ralph.
1, 2.
There you go. We're all good. We're all good. Yeah.
This is the Brady Bunch.
All
Let's go. No.
Sorry, I got the He-Man song in my head right now. I can't
Celebrity
sing
Squares.
I do have the He-Man song.
So we were talking about the He-Man movie, and they're talking about making a sequel, but a Skeletor sequel, which I think is a bad idea because once again, Jared Leto.
I'm excited though. I haven't seen it yet in the theater, but I did get an email from Fandango to buy tickets, and they are selling a set of pint glasses now, a He-Man and a Skeletor one that you can buy like a ticket along with the pint glasses, and it's very tempting offer. Anytime there's something like that, like a promotional giveaway or a promotional glass, I eat it up like crazy.
I gotta say the swag for this movie. You know, what is it? The sword cup.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! They got all this beautiful swag.
Have you seen the Gray Skull pocket popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you showed me that one.
I did show that to you.
Has anybody seen the meme that's going around about the Supergirl cup?
Oh
yeah,
it
looked like
Yeah.
a little wrinkly cup over there.
Yeah. And then somebody brought up the Dune cup, which steals the whole show, you know. Because
I thought that was
the whole worm's mouth kind of thing, you know.
Use
your imagination.
Patient Zero. That's the one that started it all.
Yes, it did.
When I went to see a Mandalorian Grogu, my brother he got the Mandalorian popcorn bucket. It's pretty cool. It's like a helmet, so it's like it's like hard plastic. It's really hard. So you can put stuff in it.
So
my boyfriend got one for
it's either that or Baby Yoda, but like $59. I was like, "You want that?" I was like, "Nah, no, thank you." But
my boyfriend got one for Jurassic World, one of the latest Jurassic World ones, and it was cool. It was like an actual like dinosaur baby, like in like a tank and stuff like that you could put the popcorn in. I was like it was such a cool like sculpture, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, where does the popcorn go now in there? Actually,
so crazy with that so fast. Like I remember when the Super Mario one had it, like the question mark, it was like $10. It's like now this thing's cost so much money.
All right, but do you remember?
I talked to you guys 6 weeks ago. I missed on all my swag now that I'm doing. I should have done like popcorn buckets and.
You should make a popcorn bucket. That's good. That's a good idea.
Blind bag popcorn buckets.
I remember the Jurassic Park McDonald's offer. It became.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You remember that when the big size thing kicked in? That was the first big size. Like you get the big cup, you get the giant fries.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a few of those, like those McDonald's. I think I also have one from like one of the Batmans. It might have been like Batman Forever or like Batman
the glass cup,
something like that. Yeah, like those, like giant ones. Yeah,
I have those and the Flintstones. Remember the Flintstones?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my God, the Flintstones. Oh, see, folks, a lot of geeks and nerds here.
Yeah, I remember when Star Wars they had a promotion with like Taco Bell, and I think the prize was you can win like like a trip around the world, $1,000. I don't remember what it was, but I was eating there every day trying to win, and all of a sudden like my chest started burning. Oh, I'm having a heart attack.
I wouldn't want to know Tony at that promotion at all. Forget it.
Go straight to the hospital.
I was like, I thought I was having a heart attack. No, you just got heartburn, you idiot. You can't eat.
You just got
heartburn.
I've been watching Slow Horses, and Jackson Lamb, played by Gary Oldman, is like this decrepit old man who's like doesn't bathe and like eats all his crap, and like he farts up a storm. It's Tony with Taco Bell. Right now, I can tell.
The closest you got to going around the world was waking up in Jamaica hospital with a Nigerian doctor hanging over you. It's okay, my friend. You will live.
Oh my God, folks, we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna start this off by talking about Omni Must Be Destroyed, because it's a Kickstarter, and our pal has to leave in a little bit. So we're gonna give you the floor first. Go for it.
Thank you. I launched the Kickstarter today, June 15th, and it's 30 days. The book is a sci-fi action thriller. It's set in a far-off galaxy with a alternate Earth, and it's a advanced civilization that has created an autonomous robot fighting machine called Omni. That's the sole defender of the planet Terra Beta from an evil empire led by I'm sitting here choking here trying to think of led by a necromancer.
There we go.
And the story centers on Boxer, who's one of the pilots, who's actually paying for the sins of her father because he was the actual architect of Omni. So the story centers around her, and we find out in book one that Omni becomes basically Omni's taken over by a necromancer and becomes the annihilation of planet Terra Beta. So Boxer has to redeem herself and save the day and somehow find
That's
a way
already
of
an
destroying the
interesting
robot.
fix there, because you don't usually miss technology with necromancers.
Well, I was trying to make it like a like kind of relevant to today with AI and the whole existential threat of AI, and try and tie that into it. And by having it in a different universe gives me a lot more freedom.
Oh, definitely.
But I do tie it up with Earth throughout the story. You'll see.
That's even good. I like when people start mixing things around and working on things. But it is better to either use a mythical world or a mythical city or something different. That way you can have a little bit more fun with it.
Yeah, well, this is the first book that I wrote and illustrated. So it's my first comic book, if you want to say that. I wrote the two previous series, The Crying Boy and Squish and Squash, and they were published by Keenspot. But this is the first book that I actually illustrated myself. So it's actually, I'm 2 pages away from being completely finished, book one. So the Kickstarter really is just there for, pay for coloring. I got some really good news this week. I have Bjorn Barons on board for a cover. So
Ooh.
That's going to be, the Kickstarter is going to pay for that pretty much, But yeah, I was really, I tried to get him the last time for one of my books, and it didn't happen. So through his manager, this one, they must have liked this one, So there you go. I have him.
It is interesting. I gotta say, like, I have seen all your books, and you don't seem to stay in the same genre. You tend to jump from genre to genre, because all three projects you have, if you sat there and somebody were like, oh no, this is 3 different guys, it's you, it's the same guy.
Yeah, no, it is kind of strange if you walk past my table at a show and you see the juxtaposition of like dark horror and like kids books. But there was a reason for that too. It was prompted by a conversation I had with Mad Cave one year. I think it was 2022. They had just bought Paper Cuts and Maverick, and I was talking to one of the editors who's no longer with them anymore. But sadly enough, what's going on with Mad Cave. But he had put the idea in my head for doing an all ages book. So it turns out that when we were making the Crying Boy, the artist that I co-created the series with had a stroke. Nothing life threatening, thank God. But that put the brakes on the series. So I was like, you know what? Now is the perfect time to go a different direction for us for the time being until we get back on our feet. So I was on Instagram and I was following this artist. His name was Mike Hartigan from New Zealand, and he would always post these Marvel Mondays sketches, and he'd invite anyone to come on board and share their art. So I just looked at his stuff and I was like, this guy is so good. He's like a cartoon. So I just asked him, I said, hey, I have this crazy idea for a comic book. Would you be interested in, co-creating with me? And he said, yeah, sure, because he was trying to break into the industry too, and I just happened to find him at the right time, because when we got the Keen Spot deal with Squish and Squash, he signed a major book deal, and you couldn't touch him now, So I looked out, and we got a cartoon deal with that last year with TV Ontario. They optioned it, so we got some option money from them, and they're invested. So the next stage is to find a studio partner, or we have a producer who's doing that. So it's a slow process, like everything else, So like comic books, it's a slow process, Everyone thinks it happens overnight. It's like, it took me 2 years to find a publisher for the Crying Boy, So.
It's so funny because a lot of people, think things just happen. I'm not sure why they think that, because life, everything in life, it takes work. It takes a long time to get there. But I feel like it's because they don't see you, and then all of a sudden they see you, and then they go, oh, look, it's an overnight success.
Well, I think if you're talking about established creators, don't forget that they're basically working in a factory type setting where work is constantly coming their direction. So they're always out there, Where the likes of me or anybody else here who's just trying to hustle and trying to get their books out there, it takes a lot more time because you're doing it yourself. You're your own boss. You're holding down a full-time job and life. It's a different story if you've got an exclusive contract from Marvel and DC, and that's it. You're great. Life's great. You can focus on that. But this is our passion. So that's why it takes a lot longer.
Yeah, because I know I've been working on my book for like a long time already.
Yeah.
And people always think like, oh, okay, you made a comic, so it's gonna come out next week. I'm like, no, it's not how it works.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle. It's and everything has to fall into place, and it's also a collaborative effort too, because you have to have the right people.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky. The last, so far, I guess 3 books now. Well, I had a previous horror series that I started last year, and I abandoned it for now, put it on the shelf, because I sent it to everyone and I got no response. Plus, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't ready to do another horror series. As you said, I'm all over the place, scattering. But I always have 2 or 3 projects on the go. I had Omni 2 years ago, didn't start it, started a horror series, and then went back to Omni again. So here I am, almost finished Omni. So I have the horror series in the back of my mind going, I think I'll change it and go a different direction, because Omni didn't start where it is now. Obviously, it was something else. It was a completely different storyline. That makes any sense, but that's my process. Does. I know not everyone's different, but that's my process.
Oh, it completely does. It makes sense to us as we create things, because there's a lot of stuff that starts off in one direction, and next thing you know, it doesn't look anything like what we had in mind.
Yeah. And I guess I'm thinking about it now, and I'm looking at the art, and I'm just too close to it, and I'm like, I gotta change this, I gotta change that. I said, no, what? Leave it. It's my first comic book I ever illustrated. I think with all its imperfections, I just leave it. You look at any big name artists out there, you look at their first book they illustrated, I'm sure they probably feel the same way. So I'm just gonna cool my jets a little bit on that.
Jay and James, you guys have done your books. How long did it take you to get the original books out?
So the book that James and I did, we just finished Captain Cradle #1, which was prepared for the Cradle of Aviation Museum here on Long Island.
I was there. Sorry to interrupt you. I was there 2 years ago. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a guest there. Yeah. That's where I met
Ralph. Nice. So we prepared it for that show. We've done that show for a long time, and it's a museum show. So like anything to benefit a museum, I think is so worthwhile.
I agree.
but like you guys said, it's spare time work. So it's like, how much can you draw? How long? Everything takes a lot longer. So it's once, you know, the script was done, I could get a script done. If I just buckle down and start writing, I could get a script done in a couple of weeks, you know, but that basically does away with anything else I was doing. It's just push everything else to the side, push every side project. Like you were saying, you know, you just kind of say, oh, well, I was working on this, I was working on that. I'm going to push all that to the side because I want to get this script done, because the quicker it gets to the artist, the quicker, you know, James over here can start working on the pages. And then, you know, if a paid gig comes along, this project gets pushed to the side because someone's going to pay you money. Guess what takes priority? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I got to say though, CradleCon's going to be one of my most favorite cons to go to. So,
definitely.
Yeah, same.
See, this says a lot, folks. Jay, James, and I have been talking about this, and they've been talking about it longer, probably, for at least 3 years.
It was a number.
It was a long time coming. And then like even like, you know, I know Jay and I, when we were in the early talks, and like Jay got a script together, and then we were like doing the concepts for it, and we had like the layouts. Then we're kind of like at that point where it's like we get things and we're like, do we do it? Do we do we wait for so-and-so? Who do we have lined up for a colorist? Who do we have approval for this? And like, eventually, I think it was like last year when we were just like, it's on, and we just hit the ground running and wanted to get it for this.
Because this was prepared for the convention, we were like, oh, maybe we should, you know, like an editor would do. Maybe we should make sure we have approval from the convention people. And then we just said, forget that.
So you guys have books already published or Kickstarters, or what? I don't understand.
So this one, I have a copy right here, literally. Okay. So this is the first issue of Captain Cradle. This one was not prepared for Kickstarter. This was prepared solely for the show, right? So you got James's art. This guy Seb Valencia is amazing on the colors. Right. So this was prepared specifically for the show. Their character is Captain Cradle, so that's her right there. So we're looking at that, and we put this together just solely for that convention. And as I pitched it to the convention, I said, you know, you have a gift shop over there. I'm a teacher by day, and anytime you go on a field trip, the only thing the kids want to buy is something cool. And there's nothing cooler than a comic inside of a gift shop, inside of a museum that they're probably sleeping in the middle of and just want to spend all the mom and dad's money.
That's me.
I know that guy.
Just to back up what you just said there, you think the movie theaters would sell comic books with all these movies that are happening right now?
Dude,
I know it definitely is like a good, like an untapped resource that is like with all these Marvel movies coming out. Like it's like, yeah, the popcorn buckets are nice, but like imagine all the comics, like variant exclusive comics they could sell to the theaters and stuff like that.
Just give them away.
That's true even too. Yeah.
Remember when they re-released Jedi and they had that Luke Skywalker figure that, like, if you went to a certain showing, you got a Luke Skywalker Jedi figure. Sorry, I'm still looking for that figure.
But it's so funny because they've done it before. Like there's been a couple of movies that came out. Like when the first Captain Marvel, Shazam movie, the first Shazam movie came out, they gave you a comic book with it. So they know how to do it. So I don't get why they don't do it all the time.
A lot of them do have like digital codes that you can scan and you get free comics. They do that.
Oh, okay.
How many times have you been to a comic con?
It's not the same as people handing out comic books, but they do that. They'll give, you know, like a lot of times when the movies are online, if you stick to it, they'll give you a code that you can scan and get a bunch of free comics.
See, but I would go to
it's not helping anything. It's not helping comic book stores stay open or anything. It's not helping anything, but. Yeah.
See, comic book stores aside, right? Let's look at Marvel and DC for a second. Would Marvel and DC, like, is their role in the industry? Because you have DC owned by Warner Brothers, Marvel owned by Disney. Are they specifically set up to make money, or are they content generators?
They're easy excuses to hold on to IPs. It's very easy to hold on because if you have Spider-Man comic that comes out every month, it's a very easy way to hold on to an IP.
Right. So if it's a write-off as far as the business is concerned, you know, it's a loss leader that they have. I mean, to me, that's your reasoning. They don't maybe they don't care. They're getting, you know,
Yeah.
If you think, if you think like the only standout thing that's happened in comics in the last while, in my opinion, will be Absolute Batman and the Captain America Aliens comic, because they've done something different, you know.
Yeah.
Like how many times can you 40 different versions of Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Spawn, Venom, and all this kind of like it's boring, you know.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing that like what you said, like hit the nail on the head. Like a lot of times, like those, you know, like a Spawn or a Venom, they became so popular because it was something that was so different during that time, you know. And it's like people don't realize that, like, yeah, it was a great character, but it was also because it was something new and exciting that people like hadn't seen in comics. Like I know, like me personally, like during that time period, like when I was seeing all those like Image and indie comics coming out, I was like, it was blowing my mind because I'm like, wow, you mean comics can be this too? That's crazy. You know, it's not just like the standard superheroes and everything.
Well, that's why Invincible.
Does anybody remember the news story that was rumored last year that Mark Miller was coming back to Marvel to do a Star Wars Marvel crossover?
Right. Yeah, I remember.
Did you?
I remember hearing something.
I was just thinking that last night. Going, what a horrible idea, you know.
But he signed Mark Miller, like his whole Millerverse signed with Netflix or something like that.
He works for Netflix now. Yeah. Like he said he was going to come back and do a Superman story, but now he's like, well, you know, the rights are going to grow up in a few years. I can just do it on my own. So there are a lot of people who are just waiting for the copyright so they could do a Superman story. So
and Batman too.
It won't be called Superman. It'll be, I mean, you know, it'll be a little different, but you know, get away with it. He can't fly. You know, has to be the original version of Superman, but you know, you'll know who it is. So.
Well, Batman and Superman are going to become public domain?
Yeah, pretty soon.
Superman.
They're next up.
Yeah, it'll be like how when Mickey Mouse went public domain. It's just the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse. So you know, I'm sure someone will make a horror movie about Superman.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that never really
a horror movie with
like Winnie the Pooh. Also, just make a horror movie. All right.
I've seen more from Winnie the Pooh than any of the other.
Blood and Honey. Those movies.
Well, Keen Spot have Winnie the Pooh as one of their biggest titles right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me. Like, you know, you now people are able to use these characters. It's just like really interesting because, you know, sometimes you wanted to see somebody change it up or do something. It's like some of the nice stuff I've seen is Popeye. I've seen some interesting stuff with the Popeye character.
And now I think Gendy Tarkovsky, if that's how you say his name, and his Popeye that never was.
I gotta say, let's show off the video for Omni. You know, let's go to the videotape, folks.
This looks awesome.
The guy that made it, his name is James Notarianni from London. If anybody ever wants to get a motion comic book trailer made, he's really good.
You were saying that the guy who made this, his name was what?
James, let me see if I pronounce his name correctly. James Notarianni. Yeah, he's from London, and he's made 2 trailers for me so far. He made one for Squish and Squash, which was actually instrumental for us getting the cartoon deal because they were able to see what it looks like on screen. You know,
I've seen the video for that one. Yeah, that looked really good.
Yeah, pitch deck that we made. So it was like that was he's really good. He's not that well. We'll talk about money privately if anyone's interested. I won't say it on YouTube. But no, he's really good. You know, and he's fast too. You know, he'll send me 2 or 3 versions of it with music, the whole thing packaged. You know.
That's cool. And he just uses like your artwork for it. Like you don't have to prepare anything special.
And he's able to manipulate them and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great video.
It looks like the old Marvel cartoons, you know, the cardboard cutout Kirby crossing the screen.
Yeah.
But I love that, you know. It's cool. You know? Yeah, and then obviously like the cover artists, we have Stephen Scott is the main artist. Then we have Kevin Talbio and Francesco Tomaselli, another variant cover. So I got four covers, and I got one from me, so 4 altogether. And then we have Bjorn Barnes, which I think we'll see what happens, you know.
I gotta say, you always do a good job.
We'll see if the campaign is successful before I can get them, you know.
No, I'm saying now, you always do a good job of picking your covers. Your cover artists and your covers,
I mean, I ask a lot of people, and we're lucky enough to get people to say yes, you know. I have asked a few other people as well, and some of them respond, some are just too busy, you know. So the way it goes. You know, I was lucky. I was very lucky with my colorist on this book, by the way, Carlos Lopez. He's a Marvel colorist. I think he does all this lot of Spawn books. Right now. Not Spawn, Venom. Why do I get those two mixed up altogether? Yeah.
Yeah, the color on this is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good, you know. And he's like, ready, send me more pages. I'm like, hold your horses, hold your horses.
That's what you want. You want that relationship where they want more, you know.
Yeah, and actually, another unsung hero is Leo McGovern, the letterer. He's fantastic, you know. Like the smallest thing you need, like can you change the title? Can you add a title to this? He'll just do it. Boom, you know. I think he works in a comic book store as well. You know, he's up for.
Yeah, I feel like lettering is a very big like unsung hero of comics that people take for granted a lot of times. But like when you see good lettering versus like, you know, not so good, it makes a really big difference.
Yeah, I've had Justin Birch. He was with me on Crying Boy and Squish and Squash. He was fantastic, you know. But you know, same things. Like some people aren't available, so you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because a lot of people get paranoid or they get the weird. Just ask who you want to be on your book. You know, you never know; they might say yes.
Oh, I ask everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
the only time you fail is
they're busy or privately they don't like the book, whatever. You know, doesn't matter. You know, keep going. You know.
Listen, I'm big on putting my foot in my mouth. I'll say random things, and next thing you know, we're making a book.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like that's how we started.
That's pretty much what happened. I believe it was a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey, James, I got this idea of a story about surfing.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm in. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Comic book. Awesome.
It doesn't have to be on Earth. It could be anywhere.
I wrote this script about surfing in Hawaii. I want it.
Right. Yeah, in the 10th century.
I know. I got like 5 pages into the script, and I was like texting Jay. I'm like, it's awesome.
So you guys are all Long Island or everywhere else?
Yeah.
Right. I'm in Queens, so. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you're like really close. I just did the Forest Hills Comic-Con a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. I was in Philly. I was at the Fan Expo.
Oh, nice. How'd that one go?
Oh,
well, I went there to promote this, so.
Yeah.
I made 100 of these promo copies, and I just gave them away just to help the Kickstarter, you know.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, hey, what the heck, man? I saw that you had the book and ready. Go ahead, show it off.
No, it's not the whole thing. It's only a couple.
Oh, I know
pages
you had a little bit of the book.
Preview, you know.
Oh, that's like a preview issue.
Yeah, like unfinished, you know. So the last copy. I mean, it says 100. It says 100. I think there's like 4 people have number 1.
See, but that's a great idea. I'm actually doing it for my book, my superhero teddy bear. I know Paul's doing the same thing where he's doing an excerpt and he's going to have it at Garden State Comic Fest. You know, I think it's a great idea. You know, get the juices, the water flowing into all these salivating people's mouths as they go, look at this book.
Well, even from my point of view, I think it looks fantastic. And real quick story. I used a publisher called Mixam. You know what I mean? They were pretty cheap because I was going to use Comics Wellspring.
Right.
And I saw the prices. And oh my God, it was like $5.25 a copy. I was like, how am I going to make money on that? You know.
I was very happy with Mixam as well. Now.
Yeah. So the week later, they sent everyone that email. I don't know if you've used Comic Wellspring before. They sent everyone that emails apologizing up and down, and then Of course, the prices came way down.
Yeah, I saw that email.
yeah, the prices are back to normal again.
That's crazy.
They must have felt the pinch. There's no reason for that. Oh my God.
That's why I feel like people forget that there's other places people can go.
Yeah. And these guys are really and they expedited the shipping because I told them I'm going to this show, and they're like, oh, we'll send it with expedited shipping, no cost, overnight. Boom, got them 100 copies. Bada bing.
And that's what you want to do.
I'm getting commission off mixing. Just
Oh, we're doing ads now.
Yeah, right.
I used them for my book. I was very pleased with it. One, you can get, a proof copy for a couple bucks. You just pay for the shipping, but that at least gives you an idea what the actual copy is going to look like before you commit to like hundreds of copies. So
yeah, I took a shot and it came out really well. What I liked about it was it's a glossy cover, but paper, like actual paper pages. Not like the plastic pages. So
I gotta check that out. You said Nixum was the
MIXM. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Glossy paper, but not
give you information.
Not that plastic paper you see in the comics these days,
I miss paper. I miss paper. Paper comics.
When you think about it, we're hoarding all the paper in the world right now. We're paper hoarders.
Yeah.
Damn,
there's shortage.
Creators, they gotta stop it. They gotta go digital.
Oh no, don't do that. I tried that. Digital's not the same.
You can't smell digital books. Okay?
Yeah, no, I had mine.
I need to smell my comics.
Especially on like Comixology when it was like its own thing, not like when it was just with Amazon. And like, yeah, it's nice. And even like people that like would like buy my books on like Comixology, like it would be nice, but it's not the same as like having a comic, Yeah.
If your comic is written well, I mean, use the page turn as a way to tell a story. You're not going to see that in a digital experience. No way.
Yeah.
You ever watch Tracy Takes On? She had an episode where she was like defending like why it's she was playing, her character was working in a library, and she was saying, oh, it's why you'll never get this with digital. This book, this smell, you'll never get this with digital. And someone said, oh no, they have this app. It's the book smell app.
It's not like I left my comic in the bathroom. I left my iPad in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You leave a comic in the bathroom, if something happens to it, it's a comic, you can buy it again.
I always tell people my comics make great bathroom reads. It's the biggest selling point.
Yeah.
It's such a funny thing that someone pointed out to me is that like as often as if you think about it, as often as we have our smartphones with us all the time, I've never dreamt about my smartphone at all, and I have it all the time. Like I can't recall a single dream. I've dreamt about comic books and I've dreamt about all this other stuff. I've never dreamt about a smartphone.
Wow, that's good.
If you think about it, like if you ever just think about the dreams if you've ever had a smartphone, and you have it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now I'm thinking about it. Like I don't remember like just dreaming about like
going through all these problems with your phone. Go to sleep.
Tony, your phone just it erases those dreams.
Yeah.
Probably does. It's like one of those things when it's like plugged in. You see like the ray come up and like start.
The aliens are like, wait a minute, they're on to us.
I don't know anything about what's going on. Nope. I
never
dream about
it. Wasn't me.
No.
Do electric sheep dream of Android phones? There you go.
That's a good question. Do they dream? I gotta say, I've never thought about it, and Tony's right. Actually, I've had dreams of comics. I've had dreams of books. I've had dreams. I've never dreamt of my phone.
We probably dreamt of losing it, or
No, not even. That's a nightmare by itself. But no, I'm actually never thought about it. I've dreamt of losing my books when I was going to school.
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely had a couple of those. Like when like you go like back when I was like in high school, like you go to school with nothing and you're like, oh no, like everything's gone. Where is it?
My pencil case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My pencil case.
My dreams now and then will be like, oh, I want to buy this book. I don't know, but does it cost so much money? I have a dream. The dream will tell me, no, buy it. And I'll wake up and I'll be like, Oh well, the dream told me to buy.
I remember going to school in the 80s, and your school bag would weigh like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that's like now. You know,
my daughter's school bag weighs like 40 pounds. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I really don't. She'll like, you grab this thing because they don't use lockers anymore. They're like, oh, my locker's too far.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They don't have lockers. Yeah.
Oh, they have lockers. They just don't use them. I don't know.
I don't know. My daughter doesn't have any lockers.
No, I mean, my daughter's backpack is her locker. It's wild.
That's what they made stickers for god's sake. Come on.
Well, you know what they do? The lockers are too far away from class.
That's what they say.
You can't go to a locker in between classes because they give you like 2 minutes. So you got to use your book bag as your locker. That's the problem.
That is true. So Jay, why don't you tell the people all the other stuff that you do, all the beautiful stuff? Because you do a lot of stuff, Jay.
What do I do? I don't. You know what's weird? This is like the first time I'm on your show without a Kickstarter running. So that in itself.
Oh
is
wow,
bizarre.
you're right.
It really is. I mean, I have like. It's funny because we talk about like what's brewing. I got like 3 Kickstarters that are in the works. We got Captain Cradle 2 that I just sent the script off for Captain Cradle 2 yesterday. Now I'm notorious. I am. You know, that poof overnight, like, oh, look, this just came out after 3 years of working on it. I'm notorious for, I don't tell people things. I just do it. And then it comes out and it's like, there it is. Look what I did. Not, this took me years to get done and X amount of dollars or whatever. So me even talking about these is like, it's just weird for me. But, yesterday I wrapped up Captain Cradle 2's script. So the hope is that without even considering any editorial things from the museum now that we'll have it out by next show. Now we all know that there's a bazillion different hiccups that are going to come along the way. So that's the hope. The hope is that next year we'll be sitting there with Captain Cradle 1 and 2. I don't know. I'm happy with the story. I'm happy with where it went out. The thing about these books, what I love about them, one of my friends was thumbing through it the other day and he's like, oh my goodness, you included Grumman. I'm like, yeah, it takes like this whole Cradle of Aviation is an area of Long Island that was like historically real. I'm like, Grumman was a big deal.
They made the
on Long Island. Yeah. So and then he's like, my dad worked at Grumman. I'm like, I did. And he's like, could you put him in the book? I'm like,
it's so funny. Actually, that was right where I left off on the script with like him and the note that you have.
Oh, there's a note there. This is a real guy. Here's a picture of him. Please use it. and I swore him to secrecy. I said, listen, here's the deal. Don't tell your dad he's in this book. Give him the book and let him read it. And then when he sees it, he'll be like, well, he'll react like, why am I reading this dumb comic? Because that's what happens. That's the first thing that happens. And then when he gets to it, he'll see all the Grumman stuff. But that was like, that to me was a drawing point for the book, was just how can I take this fantasy world, which is purely fantasy, and give it just that tinge of historical reality, not accuracy. Oh no, there's no accuracy in this thing whatsoever, but that little sense of that place is real. This idea of the Cradle of Aviation, this Mitchell Field, Grumman, this area of Long Island that was, there's a reason this museum is where it is. So incorporating that stuff, that to me is a lot of fun. So yeah, that's my most recent one. Kickstarter is coming up soon. We have a sequel to Warhawk and Magni coming out. That I think is the next one on my list. I believe after that, we're finally getting to the second Saturn and Orion book, which, you talk about how you could do things at a snail's pace. Saturn and Orion's the first book I ever published as a story, and it's taking quite a number of years to get the second book, to get the second book going. So we're still a ways off on a couple of those. I wish I didn't have to say it, but it looks like Always Punch Nazis 4 is in the works big time. That's one, man. Always Punch Nazis is an anti-racism anthology, and the days that I don't have to say that will make me so happy. Sure. There's Carriers. You can see that on the screen. Carriers is, Ninja Turtles meets Muppet Babies. You got a bunch of warrior pigeons who are roaming the streets of New York, fighting all these threats that are unseen and potentially not real. They might just be in their pigeon coops the entire time, daydreaming the whole thing. So yeah, that one was actually optioned for an animated series. And as we discussed before, that's a snail's pace too. So we'll see. Right now, it's being pitched around, and fingers crossed it'll get to that next stage. I tell everybody though, it's like, just because you're optioned for an animated series, you could have animation done.
Yeah.
I think the Clerks
cartoon
cartoon
attached to it. Yeah.
There is.
Right.
And that was a big step. So it's got the pieces in work. It's got the showrunner with the pitch package all together. It's gone to a couple of places. But until I see the first episode on TV, I'm going to just continuously say it's in the works. We don't know.
Yeah.
It could be time, because that's the way this whole industry goes. You go and everyone's in a hurry, but nobody's moving fast.
No,
so
very slow in movies and TV.
And I'm okay with that.
Guys, I have to make a move. I'm sorry about this. I have to go to work.
Oh,
all right.
I will be back, because I really enjoyed having a laugh with you guys. It was great.
Dude, we would love you to have you back. Because you can geek out with the best of us. Tell the people one more time where they can find you and all the good stuff. Go for it.
My Kickstarter is Omni Must Be Destroyed. It went live today. It's on there for 30 days, and you can find me on Instagram at NYCDUB. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I can't wait to back that. Omni Must Be Destroyed looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks really great, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Looks great.
I'll be back, because I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
I've been chasing you to be on the show for a while, so
I know. And now I'm here. I'm like, I should have came here a long time ago. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Yeah, good night, man.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
There we go, folks. This thing's doing well. Look, it looks like we got a couple pledges while we were on. Go check it out. I have to say, this looks really interesting. It kind of reminds me of those 90s robot shows.
Yeah, it reminds me of Macross.
Robotech.
Exactly.
Yeah, Macross.
Yeah, I can see the Macross.
I see a bit of ROM in there. Look at what Skybound's doing. Anyone else notice that one? Skybound in the Hasbro universe.
Yeah. Kirkman runs it. Yeah,
it's Kirkman.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
So
Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask, all in the same universe. So
yeah.
Your turn, James. Tell the people all the good stuff. Go for it.
All right. Well, I mean, like Jay said, the thing that most recently I've put out was the Captain Cradle book, which was a long time coming, even from the point of when I started doing illustrations for the museum, because initially it started off when I started doing the conventions, years ago. Seamus, who runs the show, he wanted to commission me to do several pieces of artwork for them, based on like a Captain Cradle mascot character. They had a few kind of like different images that I basically, kind of took inspiration from and created the Captain Cradle that you see today. And those illustrations kind of like were used for promotional stuff for the museum, started to do more over the years. And then just really one year when Jay and I were table buddies next to each other, we started kicking out around the idea about how cool would it be if we took this character and made her into a full person, like not just a image, like this is an actual character now with a history, with a backstory and ties back to the museum itself. And I personally, I'm super excited that the book is out. It's available in the gift shop year round too. So, like Jay was saying, like anybody that goes on a school trip to the Cradle can go into the gift shop and pick up a comic book as well. They don't have to just, see all the stuff that they normally see over there. Like there's also that comic book aspect, which is really fantastic. And I'm also very excited to be, continuing on with the character. Again, not giving too much. And from what I've read with the script too, it seems like it's going into like a really cool place and adding, I noticed, Jay, a lot more like even like characterization to the characters.
I apologize to you for that.
I personally love that. Like Jay and I were talking, like that's one of my favorite things to illustrate are kind of like quiet moments and like things where you could really kind of like show what a character is thinking or show what their feeling in a moment and bring people in that sense. So I'm all for stuff like that. And being a teacher, my day job is I work as a high school teacher. I teach art and broadcasting, and when the summer comes up, that's when I like to get a lot of projects done and make a lot of headway on books and everything like that. So I'm excited to dive into it in the next couple of months and hopefully have something out again for everyone to see. Aside from that, I do also, as you can see on the screen right now, one of my longest series I've worked on is my creator-owned book called All I Have to Do Is Dream. On the screen right there, that's the latest issue that I put out, which is a kind of Christmas and Halloween special. I always loved when there would be like my favorite show that would have like the Christmas episode on, or like, the Halloween themed issue of a book or something like that. So that was always something that I wanted to do with my characters, and happy to be able to put it out like this. This is a all ages book. It's a modern fantasy about a girl who gets cursed to physically enter the world of our dreams, only she can't control when the dream happens or what type of dream she's thrown into. So it was a really nice series. I have 6 issues of the series. That kind of creates the first story arc, and the next kind of goal with that is getting them all collected. I know I've been speaking of like things that like long time coming and everything like that. Like that's kind of one of those things that especially with a creator-owned book that you
it takes time, pretty
much self-publish and everything. Yeah. Like it takes time. Things come up that you kind of have to put things on pause for a second and take have something else take priority with it, but I'm chugging along with it, and really at this point it's just getting a few more issues colored, and then we're all kind of like ready to go with that. So that's something that hopefully I say this, but that should be in the pipeline very soon.
Let me ask you guys, because you're both teachers, right?
Yeah.
I've been running into I do this thing with the con, and I do the interviews. And it's been recently that I have interviewed more teachers that are doing this now. Do you think something's happening, with teachers? And why do you think teachers are getting involved in all this now? Because I gotta say, I guess I'm being partial here, because when I grew up, the teachers were not this cool.
I will tell you that to all my students, I am not this cool. Okay. I kid you not. They think we are, as teachers, we're ancient. They think I'm 3,000 something years old. They don't understand. Like they'll see you in the store, like we used to do as kids. They'll just duck and cover. They don't like. One day, this is the way everything goes. Everything's in hindsight. One day they'll look back and they'll be like, I had a teacher that made comic books. And they'll just like realize that that's unheard of, because they are, as kids should be, they're in their bubble. What's their bubble? Their bubble is, you get a couple of kids who love reading. You get a couple of kids who are totally into TikTok and Snapchat, boyfriends, girlfriends, sports. That's their bubble. The last thing they want to do is go to school. And if you teach history, you whenever I teach social studies, some years I do, some years I don't, depending on the amount of sections we have. But it's always funny to explain to them, like, girls didn't have rights. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, they couldn't go to school. And they're like, that's awesome. I'm like, no, you don't understand why that's not awesome. And because they're spoiled, like that's what it comes down to, right? We're spoiled. We are. Nobody wants to go to school because you have to go to school. But once you take that right away, like anything else, right? You can't take away my right to pick something, and then we'll get into politics. So we're not going to go down that path. Once they don't understand that. So everything's in hindsight. It'll take, we do this every year. James, you probably see this a little bit better than I do because you're in the high school. But I see when they come back. I see the kids who come back as like the ambassadors to talk to I teach 6th grade. They talk to the 6th grade students about what life's going to be like in high school. I see them walk into my room and their eyes open up like, and then all of a sudden, inevitably you hear it. I remember this. I used to sit right here. This was the best year I ever had.
Yep.
But it took 6 years to get there. 6 years to have that, that revelation of this was a great year. This was a great school. This was they don't realize it when they're living in the moment.
I so agree.
Yeah, I have a few because especially in the high school right now, classes are kind of wrapping up, and I have a few seniors that are starting to have that kind of light bulb type of thing when they're seeing everything around, looking back at everything that they've done for the year and everything like that. They do start to get that, wow, this was cool over here, or this was something nice that we did. And speaking on a little bit of what Jay said as well, I always also have sometimes students that do have that same kind of light bulb when they find out, because I teach art. I do also teach a comic book and graphic novel illustration class, and when they find out that oh wait, you do this, oh, and then they have that wait, so you actually do that. It's kind of cool seeing, because there is so much of that, they're in their own world, and that's how you are when you're a teenager.
It is, it completely is. And speaking of which, Yummy's like, Ralph, how dare you have all these amazing guests while I'm away at Taekwondo?
Taekwondo, don't meet me in real life.
What belt are you, Yumi? Come on, fess up.
Yumi's a kick-ass. I'll let her answer this. Paul, speaking of all this, because it goes right down into you, Paul, because you're
rule number 1, no cursing.
I cursed a long time ago.
You did say you were the first to break it.
She says red tip. I plan to test for black belt. Whoa.
Oh, good luck, man.
It's a hard test, Yumi. I tell you right now. Black belt test first, especially the first one, is tough.
So, Paul, tell the people all the good stuff. Go for it.
Yeah, so, you guys are right in my wheelhouse. Both Jay and James. I developed a program called Time Enforcers, which makes learning history fun. It originally started out as a video game. Was in answer to what I saw was happening to my kids over COVID and how bad technology was used, only because the teachers didn't have a choice, the kids didn't have a choice. And I really wanted to make that technology a tool and an experience that would be fun for them. So it started out as a video game. Episode 1 is available in the app stores, but now episode 2 is actually moved into comic book phase. So I had to do animations for the video game for episode 2. I said, well, if I'm doing the animations, everything's being drawn, I might as well make a comic book. So that's what I did. So I actually have this preview that's ready. You can actually sign up for it and get your free digital copy. But I will be selling this at Garden State Comic Fest for $3. And then, hopefully move forward. And then with the Kickstarter launching on the 15th of July, we'll be offering the full version of the book along with 5 variant covers. I met up with some great artists to do the variant covers for me. And then we'll also be offering a sheet of stickers. So if you buy into the book level, you'll not only get the digital copy, but also get a sheet of stickers. And then we'll be having a hardcover edition as well. So we're going to be offering a bunch of stuff. And my feeling is when I get into Kickstarter, I really have angst because I really like a lot of the stuff, but they only offer one thing of that product without having to do an add-on. So my point is, if you buy a physical copy, you're going to get all the stuff below. So it's going to include the digital as well as any stickers and good stuff I offer. We're going to have a bunch of stretch goals. The stretch goals are going to have digital stickers. I'm not going to say which or when. Some posters and all that kind of good stuff. So I really like giving stuff away. Ralph can attest to that. I'm a capitalist, but I have no idea what capitalism is. So I tend to give things away. But anyway, that's the way it goes. So I'm excited about this. It should be fun. The funnel page I'm working now is actually garnering a lot of notice. I've got almost 50 people following the Kickstarter outside of Kickstarter. So I actually have a list of people I'm building for this launch. So in addition to the followers that I currently have on the pre-launch page, I have 50 people that I've actually secured through the funnel that was set up through the page that Ralph just showed. So pretty excited about this. Should be fun. Once we get the comic book done in August, I'll be working on a role-playing tabletop game. And really the ultimate goal is to build out what I call the history all around us education framework, where I've built out a program for kids in 5th to 10th grade to learn history in a gamified way. So we'll be offering the comic book, the role-playing tabletop game, as well as the video game, as well as this whole course with kids and getting them back to the basics of journaling, doing presentations, doing research, getting together, and really make it an interactive experience, what I call active learning. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. It's been a passion of mine to make this an experience for kids outside of the digital realm and make it an interactive experience in terms of not only playing a game, reading a book, actually doing journaling, doing research, and then also doing presentations as well. So.
I gotta say, I've been working with you for a while with this, and you just keep bringing ideas and bringing ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having, like I said, I wish I knew about the mugs and the popcorn containers before I did all my special. I've got pins, I've got keychains. I'm not sure if those are going to sell now compared to popcorn containers and mugs. So, well, I'll let you know. So.
I love the fact that you got a whole little preview comic book that's ready to go for Garden State Comic Fest.
Yep, the preview is ready to go. I'm not sure why the page isn't working, but if you do sign up for this, it's just verifying your identity. You're good. So if you do sign up for the free comic book, you actually get an option to, if you close that window, to get these VIP dossier cards. These are only available before the Kickstarter launches. For $5, you can get both of these cards, but be known that I will be offering more free stuff in the card pack once it goes. So it's like I get some stickers and some other things that'll be included in that. So for $5, you're getting more than just 2 cards. But the whole point is to try and build enthusiasm and traction for the campaign before it starts. We have a Discord channel set up. I'm trying to get people involved there as well so that I can start having conversations and build excitement that way. And I just love this community. I love the creative community behind comic books and writers and filmmakers. And I think getting involved with this has been a big boon for me because I go back to my graphic design days at RISD and interacting with people who are creative. And it's just really a great time. So.
Ralph, you're on a card now. Look at that.
Yeah, he's not messing up the $5, so Tony, so don't worry about it. Because he still owes me my Captain Cradle comic, which I paid him for, but I will never see. But that's okay.
Hey, it's in my house. I haven't seen you since CradleCon, so.
Oh, stop it! It's like I don't see things for 6 months after.
And now he's disconnected. See, there.
So if you get the Ralph,
I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, you're cutting out. You're cutting out. What?
Yeah.
So if you get the Ralph card, trade it in for something good. No, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Man.
Let's see. Where's the link for the Secret Circle membership?
So once you sign up for the email, you'll hit this page and just sign up for the Secret Circle. I'm going to send out the cards after the Kickstarter's launch so I can put everything together in one package. Yeah, I'll gladly give you Ralph's cards. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. I heard they're very valuable and highly sought after.
I agree.
You should autograph a couple of those.
Let's see if I can get this.
Cool about the way I'm building this. I mean, it's the dossier cards are one thing on this exclusive, but these are actually going to be part of the role-playing game. So I have a bunch of dossier cards I've set up. I've got action cards for the game itself. The game for the tabletop is going to be based on Trivial Pursuit, but it's also going to have a role-playing aspect to it as well. So it's going to be like a D&D experience along with Trivial Pursuit. So I'm kind of happy about that. I think it'll hopefully engage who's ever playing it, adult, kids, I don't care, and actually have some fun doing it, learning. So.
Oh my God, this is just fantastic, dude! We went to freaking tabletop, and we were talking about games and all this and stuff, and as we're riding in the car on the way home, Paul's like, you know what, Ralph, we can do a role playing game, and then like a week later, he sends me all this information on the game that he's already has made and ready to go.
I've been eating, breathing, and living this stuff for the past 5 years. It's like, it's just a matter of pulling over content that I already have and just repurposing it. So that's what's the great thing about this. It's really it's almost a no-brainer. So,
but that's how it happens. You're just sitting there. Like I said, I'm king of putting my foot in my mouth. James and I are talking. I'm like, it'd be great. And next thing you know, we get Captain Cradle #1.
Yep.
I mean, but it happens all the time. I'll just walk up to somebody and we're just talking. I'd be like, it'd be cool. Or what if we do this? Or someone's like, I would love, and I'm like, I'll do it. And then it just comes down to figuring out how to do it. It's like, I just say I'm going to write something, and then, it's like, oh, that's a great idea. We should do that. So weirdly, again, things I don't normally talk about. Like I've never written a movie script. So one of my friends came up to me and they're like, "Oh, would you mind doing a pitch for this company that is like we're allowed to just kind of send pitches?" So I'm like, "Okay, what company is it?" And he names a company. I'm like, "I've never heard of them before." They're like, "Yeah, because they go to all these Hollywood places." And I'm like, "Oh, so you want me to pitch like TV shows and movies?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll do it. Sure." I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll figure it out. And they need a movie script to go with that. So now I'm gonna write a movie script. And then whoever I'm talking to is like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay."
I love it.
And then next thing you know, it's like, a couple of months go by and you're like, "All right, here's that movie script. I wrote a movie script and it's there." And it's weird. And you go through things and just like, I don't know. If you're afraid to say yes, if you're afraid to do something, it's never going to get done. And I think
that's it. Sometimes that is a big part of it. Just kind of like, almost like putting it out into the ether that like, yeah, this is going to happen. Or like, yeah, why don't I do that? Like, it.
And the best part about the whole thing is like, everyone's like, don't expect to hear the words yes from these companies. I'm like, duh. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but if you don't send it in, you're never going to hear the words no. And even when you hear I always tell people, and they always look at me like I'm dumbfounded, but I'm like, one of the best things to hear from an editor of any company is a no. And they're like, "Wait, wouldn't you want to hear yes?" I'm like, "Of course I would, but you don't understand how big it is to hear them actually respond. With a yes or a no."
Exactly.
So, even as an artist, some of the best portfolio reviews I had were the ones that like really went into the nitty gritty and were like telling me like what I got to do. And I'm like, cool. Like I can do that, Like,
and that's where
like concrete thing.
But that's where Captain Cradle's second book came in. He didn't want to talk about it, but I have no problem talking about it. So the Jay Stewart cover right here from Captain Cradle #1 showed these skeletal zombies on it. I don't even know what these are, where he came up with them, but I'm like, that's amazing.
That's a story right there. Yeah.
This cover, I saw this cover get done. I'm like, well, that's a lie. None of this is in this book. Can we save it for book 2? They're like, what are you going to write in book 2? I'm like, I don't know, but it's going to involve that cover.
Mm-hmm.
So
love it.
That's what you call a writer's prompt.
It pretty much.
No, it's an evolving comic. So it's like, it's just the way it happens. I mean, you have a basic idea, but you don't know the story is.
But that's it. This is the inspiration. It's like, oh, Captain Cradle's getting a sword. How's that going to happen? No idea. He's getting a sword.
No.
Yeah.
But what we decided to do to help out with James, this is why I apologize to him. It's like we decided to have Jay Stewart do a handful of pages. And in order to do that, something has to happen in a story to trigger an entire art change. Like the art has to dictate, almost like a flashback scene. The art changes and you're in a different world. So I told James over there, I'm like, you have all the character driven pages and Jay has all the action. but that's his strength. Like just looking at her little side smirks, it's like, hold on, let me see if I can get in there. Like this all right, go ahead. This image right here of just that look, or this one down here with her hand on her face, like that's all James. I'll sit there and write like, I think I gave a little bit more direction on the character emotions in the second one because I knew his strength, and that's it right there. So it's like, all right, how do you see a person with that side eye flirty smirk? And he does. And next thing you know, it's on the page and it's like, wow, it's absolutely amazing seeing that. So building to that strength, now we have much more of a character driven half of a plot. That to me, that's storytelling. Storytelling is all about the characters. It's all about the emotion. It's all about the connection you can make. The action's just, it's like icing on the cake, and gets people coming back and seeing the payoff.
But I'm also happy you're talking about that relationship between the artist and the writer, because I feel like a lot of people when they're getting their book done, or they don't think about it. They don't think about the fact that maybe they need to figure out an artist that works for the story they're trying to write. Instead of just like, I'll get any artist, and they'll make it work. No, you guys need to like figure out the relationship between you and the artist, or the artist and the writer, because it's important.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I know even for myself, like, I've had writers that like I haven't done too many additional books that I haven't written, but the ones that I have, like I've worked with writers that I've gotten along really well with, and I know that they like their style of writing like works really well for how I illustrate. And I've had ones where it's been kind of like, to get the issue out has been definitely a trial by the time you're done with it and everything. And it's like, it's not like even that like one person's right, one person's wrong. It's just kind of like a like, there is that working relationship that is a big part. And especially with comics being like, going back to, it's, people think it's overnight, but there's really so much work that goes into it. It's like there is a lot of communication and back and forths and like, time that goes by that you're working with somebody. So it's super important.
And it's also hard for depending on your experience level, but it's hard to let go. And I think on the creative process at any level, learning two big things to learn. First is how to take a criticism, because that's its own little game. If somebody gives you a proper critique, it's going to hurt, because they're going to see things that will help you grow, but you don't see it yourself. And the second one is just letting go, letting the artist, I write a script. I guarantee what comes out is not exactly what I saw in my brain, but it's better for it.
Yeah.
And you can't micromanage. I can't hold the pen and draw, because if I could, I wouldn't be looking for artists. It's like, so the artist has to know when to say, all right, that panel is good enough. It's like there's great and there's good enough, and then there's what can we do to improve it. But at some point you have to move on. At some point you have to say this panel is good enough. It gets the point across. You could have people with shading who spend 8 hours on one panel just shading and tweaking and putting every little detail. I'm sure it looks phenomenal, but then next thing you know, you're like, oh, I did one panel in 8 hours. That's not going to work for many artists. So just that idea of, all right, this page is done, let me move on, is something huge. And then letting just again, as a writer, for me, letting go and just saying, oh, you see something different than what I saw, it's going to be awesome for it. It's going to be better. Those two things are just, it's tough to learn, because these are your baby. You're really close to every little story, every little word, every little panel.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it works the same way with like on the artist end too. Cause like sometimes, you get so invested in it because you are spending so much time like on a page that sometimes you do get that little like tunnel vision where like someone has to look at it and just kind of like, be like, well, like I see it, but like maybe it would work better like this. And like sometimes like, yeah, you just look at it, you're like, you are totally right. I was too close in there and I couldn't see the forest through the trees at that point, so you need that like back and forth. And it's all for like, at the end of the day, we all just want to put out the best thing possible.
That's it. I mean, I had an artist today, like probably like 4 hours ago. He reached out to me, 22 pages is drawn. The book is done. And he reaches out. He's like, I want to go back and I want to redraw a couple of panels. I said, go for it. Like, we have a little bit of time. It's fine. He's like, I also think we should relook at the ending. I'm like, oh, and then he's just like, and it was interesting because that I'll get to the whole point of that. Oh, he's like, yeah, I will happily redraw the ending if you want to add something into it to make it a little bit more definitive. And I'm like, what's funny? I've been thinking about that ending, and I've been thinking about the best way to improve it. Knowing that you want to redraw a page or two is like, it's almost like that golden ticket. It's like, that's phenomenal because now I know we're both on the same page. We're both thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to approach him because I didn't want him to redraw pages. And he probably didn't want to approach me because he didn't want to offend me. It's like one of those deals because you never know which direction that can go. There's plenty of people who will dig their heels in and say, no, it's written like that because that's how I want it, or whatever, whatever feelings that they have.
Mm-hmm. Because as a writer, sometimes I know I always leave room when I'm writing a comic script for the artist to be able to do their own thing. Every once in a while, I have an idea for a scene or I have an idea for a panel that needs to go a certain way. But I always feel like it's a partnership. So, if you see something that makes this better, then by all means.
I'm notorious for over.
The show is a love-hate relationship for me because I'll come on and like I have these ideas going already and being executed, and then I'll meet someone like Vinny Deluxe, and it's like, okay, there's an idea, let's do it.
We all have that,
and all of a sudden the story's changed. I love
it. No, but I'm notorious. I'll write and overwrite a panel. Like I'll just write, all right, so let me describe this whole thing. And I'll describe so much. And then the last line I'll write is, oh, don't worry if this all isn't shown in there. I just wanted to give you an idea of what it looked like.
What I was thinking.
Yeah. Right. And
I have noticed that in your scripts, actually.
I might have been referencing the one I sent you. But you have to do that because it's like you're setting a scene. And even though it's like this is way too much for this panel, I get that. But the overall feel of the environment sometimes is it's aesthetically important to the time. Like because this story, the next one's set in the 1950s, so it's like, all right, what I love. It's like, oh, it's the 1950s, so this plane's futuristic, like it's from the 1980s.
I mean, as a creative person, it's good to be flexible, but a lot of that comes with like experience also, because when you're drawing something, if you have an assignment and it's not working out how you want it to go, and you have to get it in, you will figure out a completely new way to do something, and it comes with experience. And same thing with writing. If you're writing something and you're writing yourself in your corner and things are not going your way, but you have to hand it in, you have to get it done, you'll figure out a complete new way to do it. It's always best to become flexible. The more you do it, the more flexible you become. I feel,
Yeah, I know. I have 5 panels in like my books that I've done that like, it's just like it's not working, but it's like I gotta keep going with this, and like you try something completely different. Maybe it's like a whole new camera angle or a whole new something like that, and you're like, okay, that's enough. Now I can move on past it, and now we can go. It's like you just need to change it up for a second.
And you're drawing, the best thing is like to be doing something like at like 3 a.m. and you just run into a corner. You come up with the best solutions and the best.
Yeah. Sometimes when your back's against the wall, or like when
you come up with the best ideas, that's way better than what you were thinking sometimes. Yeah.
I hate when that happens because then it's 6 a.m. before I know it because I just finished it. So.
Dude, look, that's why I brought this up here because I'm going to show off.
You will not have fun the next day.
Here. Because
Los Angeles, the city of angels, 1947. The war's over, but the streets still feel like they're fighting somewhere. Something sinister. The air's thick with the whiffs from Pan's 24, all-you-can-eat blue plate special, hot asphalt, and bad intentions. Neon signs buzz and flicker, casting purple and green halos into the puddles. Ripples that shift the wrong way, like the streets casting reflections of someone or something that should not belong here. That's where you'll find me, Nick of Time, detective, time enforcer, and the guy they call when history's about to get itself into a knot. Some folks say I'm as tough as a $2 steak, and they're not wrong. But I've got a soft spot for the ones worth saving, the lost souls, the underdogs, the ones who never got their fair shake. I've chased crooks down back alleys, across oceans, and through centuries. And I've learned one thing. Time's got teeth. Bite the wrong way, and it'll chew you up quick and spit you right back out. But me, I keep my rules close, my friends closer, and my watch wound tight. Because in this city, and in this job, if you're not watching the clock, you're already out of time.
Well, where you pull this stuff out from?
That's crazy. That's great.
I just have too much fun doing this.
I know Rob was having a blast. I mean,
I had a blast. Yeah.
He was like, recording in full costume. I imagine. I don't know, but you must have had a great time. That's
awesome. I mean, when I did it, I was talking with Mary, my wife, and I said, "Listen, I got to get a voiceover for this. I can't just do a VMod thing." She said, "What about Raphael?" I said, "Yep, he's there. He's definitely he's got the broadcast voice, and I know he'll like noir, so he was the perfect choice. So it's cool."
You never say no. You just do it.
Exactly. because I know exactly what Jay's talking about, because I get myself into trouble by so many projects and things and writing and it's funny that Jay was talking about all this stuff, because Jay and I, a couple years back, we did this whole I was like, oh Jay, I'm doing this Christmas thing, where I'm doing some Christmas stories, and Jay did this whole Christmas story that nobody ever got to see.
Nope.
Oh dude, it was fantastic.
It's so funny how that's what happens. I was like, yeah, nobody saw that. It's okay. Well, but I've told people that too. Who are you writing for? Like, when it comes down to it, you're talking about Marvel and DC and how it's, it's a factory. These guys are working and getting paid. That's the career. They're working to make sure everything's out there. I came to terms with it a long time ago. If I'm writing, I'm writing for me. If nobody sees it, nobody sees it.
Exactly.
It's like, it's not the end of the world, but it's that outlet. I have to just write stories. Definitely. And I'll go long periods of time where I'm reading things and just, and then all of a sudden you get that spark and like, I got to sit down and write. And then I'll go years of writing without really having time to read things, because you're just constantly churning out stuff. But that's why that goes back to the whole, don't be afraid to hear the word no.
Yeah.
I'm writing for me. If somebody says yes because they happen to like it and they want to move forward and they want to do that, that's fantastic. But if that's the only reason I'm writing is for them to say yes, it's going to be a very short time of writing, because
I agree.
Because the word yes does not happen very often. I mean, they talk about like someone like J.J. Abrams. This guy was like the king of television for the longest time. He was getting shows on TV left and right, movies made left and right. But he would talk about the idea of how many shows got told no, and how many things were just not around because of that. So he's like, you don't know how many shows the guy pitched, even though, what is it? I couldn't even come up with a number of what he was doing.
Yummy says that they can't tell you yes if you don't ask them.
You don't ask, you just kind of charge in.
and yeah, I always make the same joke is I feel like after I'm gone, somebody's going to sit there and go, how much did Ralph write?
But that's it though. It's like, you're an overnight sensation 20 years in the making. It's like, I think that's what they were saying about Bendis when he hit Ultimate Spider-Man. The guy hits Ultimate Spider-Man. It's like, this guy came out of nowhere. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So you sure about that?
Exactly. Or Robert Kirkman, Invincible is the hottest show on TV. And it comes out how many years after the comic book totally ended?
Yeah, think about how many issues, and not even just it ended, how many issues of Invincible came out before a series was made.
The same thing with Walking Dead.
See, The Walking Dead, though, was still coming out. Like, he still had the issues coming out. Invincible almost seemed like it was dead to television.
I agree, because it was so funny that all of a sudden they go, oh, they're doing Invincible, because I was like, but he finished that ages ago.
It was wild.
Yeah. So,
but it's cool, like a series like that, like it even the series opened it up to a new generation. Like I know even a lot of kids in the high school that I work at, like they love Invincible, and like I know they had probably any concept of it when it was out in the comic book stores, because they were probably
I had people young. Tell me it was a comic.
Yeah,
I had people tell me that.
But it also forced Kirkman to go back into that world. Now we have that Battle Beast series that's going. Because he wasn't writing more Invincible, even though maybe he should have. Who knows? But yeah, so you get Battle Beast, you get that. So it always makes me laugh, because it's like, oh, you wrote that much, and then the first thing that really becomes a success, it's like, oh, where wow, that was amazing. Your first thing you did. It's like, no, no, it takes a minute.
Yeah. There's stuff that I've written and shared with people. And every once in a while, they'll get stuck on something that I was like, I was playing around. That's not even something that I was actually seriously thinking. Like, why do you like that?
I had a guy once, like I was writing scripts for him, and like as he was getting to know me, I'm like, you have no idea how many scripts I've written that nobody has seen. And he looked at me like I was crazy. He's like, why would you do that? I'm like, because the story. I'm like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, it really is just the way it is. If you're not practicing the craft, even if nobody's watching it, you're never going to be able to write. Like they talk about finishing something, finish something you started. And that's you know, that depends on what it is. Finish a script, finish a book. What is it? Finish a movie.
Yeah. Well, even the one that, you know, you were kind of talking about a little bit before that you showed me, it was just one of those things where you're like, I got something, you know, and it's like,
I've had something for 2 years now. You want to take a look at this? But that's something like, and that's weird because every now and again, I'll write something that's like, this is too good. This is too good to kind of forget about, because I wrote it for an artist. And, you know, you talk about knowing your artist. He wanted to write it. He wanted to write it. And the story was kind of built to have machines, different types of planes and stuff like that. He wanted an outdoorsy adventure with people going like through the woods and like, you know, battling the elements, battling nature. But the way he had talked about the story, I was like, well, you need vehicles. And he's not a vehicle person. So when I wrote the story I saw, which he loved. And he's like, I can't draw this. That's not my skill set. And he tried, and then he couldn't do it. Then he found, you know, like it tends to happen. He found something that was like, I want to write this. I want to draw this for now. And I'm like, all right, you know, that's fine. I would rather have the right artist do something than the wrong artist put out the wrong book and, you know, take 8 years, but still work on it. It's like, so I was like, all right, you know what? Let's put this to the side. We'll revisit it. And then it was just out of happenstance. I was like, I like that book. James likes that book. James doesn't know he likes that book. I bet you James is going to love this book. And sure enough, I sent it to him one day. The next day he's like, I'm 15 pages in. I need more.
See, that's a great relationship, folks. And that's what you're looking for when you're looking at your team for your books, because it's a team that makes this stuff happen. Unless you get lucky and you get one guy that does everything.
That's hard.
Believe me, I've tried to be that guy. It's a tough one.
Jay, tell the people one more time where they can find you.
Just look up Jay Hewer. I'm on many places. My website's jasonhewer.com. It's the full name. But I'm Jay Hewer on Facebook if I'm ever on Facebook. I'm Jay Hewer on Instagram, which I tend to pop on every now and again. I still frequent every now and again, so it's probably Jay Hewer on there as well. So that's where I'm at.
And James, tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me. My Instagram is JVAvilaArt over there. That's usually where I post the much. I am not the best with social media, but I do try to post, especially when I have new stuff coming out and going to conventions and stuff like that. So that's the best place. I do also, if anybody, wants to reach out, I do always check messages and stuff like that. So there's my Instagram. My website is javilaart.com, and you can find a lot of my portfolio on there as well. A link to that's in my Instagram as well. So you can find all my stuff, as well as my Etsy shop where I sell my books, prints, and commissions through there as well.
Will either you gentlemen will be at conventions anytime soon?
To be determined. I'm still figuring out what the summer holds. I may be doing a comic shop appearance though in the summer though. So I'll give some details on that once we figure out the date.
Same there. Once when I get more information, I will let you know. Looks like I'll be at New York Comic Con. Welcome to Florida. That's.
We always run into each other at New York.
I was going to say that's usually where I'm at.
Yeah, you will run into them. We'll do a little something. We'll bring it to you guys.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's always ridiculous. I think my favorite one was when you were doing the Kickstarter and it was a whole wrestling promo.
I mean, that's usually what it turns out to be, right? It's like, you got to cut a promo. This was at CradleCon, man. You're like, you put that camera up, my son ran away. and it was Sir Evil Kip and myself. And
oh my God, that was great.
And Ryder, poor Ninja Prime, is looking on like, what is wrong with my father?
Oh my God. Yeah, I got to say that one came out of nowhere. Folks, if you want to check out a beautiful promo, go to the Instagram. It's probably on Jay's page as well as my page. It's a blast. Go check it out.
It's out there. We can get going. I mean, we get some inspiration from things like, what would Skeletor do?
Exactly. What Skeletor?
what would Skeletor do? I'm just going to read a little excerpt. Skeletor says, if you are upset, Shake your fist to the heavens as you curse your higher power for surrounding you with fools and miscreants, especially when the ones with the flowing golden locks are happy families living who seem to get all the breaks. That's what Skeletor would do.
Till we meet again.
Remember. Of course, Paul, you will be at Garden State Comic Fest showing all the good stuff in 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
And we will be at Garden State Comic Fest to show you all the beautiful stuff that is happening there, and giving you a little video of Paul and his Time Enforcers, and getting the book before you guys, because I will be there to get the book.
Stop by, see Professor Haugens and Amelia Earhart, and we'll be giving away freebies, signing up for contests. I think our contest is going to be a bucket full of reading stuff along with a $25 Amazon gift card. And then, of course, we get the pins for sale. We get the stickers for sale. We get a bunch of stuff for sale. So no shortage of any kind of ad specialties. We got them.
Be there.
Be there, folks.
Be there.
Comic Fest, Cody Arena, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like I can't wait.
We like advertisements here.
Exactly. And Tony, anything new?
Let's see. There's a weird noise in my kitchen. I gotta check. I don't know what that is.
You're haunted.
That's new.
Tony, wait for Yumi or your phone. It could be your phone. It heard you before.
It could be. Let's see. Well, the spring anime season is coming to close. So what have I already reviewed? I already reviewed Dorohedoro on Netflix, and what else there? Oh, Rooster Fighter, that came to a close. I reviewed Rooster Fighter. So yeah, it's about a rooster fighting. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so I think everything's gonna end either this week or next week. So there'll be plenty more reviews. So something to look forward to. So
I'm going to leave you guys with what Yummy's saying. Supernatural taught us to fill a shotgun with salt. Keep that shotgun with salt next to you.
But does she know the first rule of Fight Club?
She probably doesn't know the first rule of Fight Club. She did say that we shouldn't be scared, that she will protect us. Hold on. Where was it? Yeah, here we go. She said, also, like I told others, you're safe. I'll protect you all. With that, folks, on this show,
glad we have you on our side.
I agree.
I wasn't talking about
tell you, folks, I used to play TTRPGs with Yummy, and she protected my ass a lot of times. So she's not kidding when she says that. On this show, when it ends, I press the button and this happens. You heard Yummy.